Guys, Xaryu here, back with another video. Today I want to talk about how to one-shot with Glacial Spike. So previously in other videos I told you guys you don't need Glacial Spike to one-shot, you can one-shot without it. And that is true. However, recently, I think September 30th, there was a buff that I want to show you guys that just went in for Frost Mages that increased the damage of Glacial Spike by 15%, increased the damage of Frostbolt by 8%, huge Frost Mage buffs all around, but the main one I'm going to focus on right here is Glacial Spike increased by 15%. So Glacial Spike was already a talent that a lot of people argued that you could probably use, and I was thinking that it wasn't very good, but now with this 15%, it's pretty much just like, okay, I can literally do one-shot damage with this thing. Might as well just start taking it and start one-shotting people. So today in this video I want to show you how to one-shot with Glacial Spike and all the modifiers that do so. So I wanted to talk about first Glacial Spike and how it works. So Glacial Spike, you can read it right there for yourself, but it conjures a massive spike of ice, merges your current icicles into one, and shoots your target with it. It freezes the target for 4 seconds, and this freeze used to be unbreakable, but now it does break from damage. A little bit more damage than a normal Frost Nova, but it still does break from damage, whereas before it would never break. And requires 5 icicles to cast. Okay, so basically, icicles are made from Frost Mage Mastery. Here's Frost Mage Mastery. Whenever you cast a Frostbolt, 53.5%, and that number is dependent on your Mastery amount, based on your PvP templates, are stored as an icicle for 1 minute. So let me just give you a quick example. If I Frostbolt, now I have an icicle. There's this chance to proc 2 as well, but I should have 1 or 2 icicles stored. And you can see them as a visual above my head, and you can also see them as a buff above my character right here, 2 icicles stored. And then you have these icicles stored, and once you get 5 of them, then you can cast Glacial Spike, okay? And Glacial Spike is you can combine all 5 icicles into one spike and you can one-shot. So basically you want to know how to get the 5 biggest possible icicles. Okay, so to do that, we stack all of our other modifiers. First, we have Unstable Magic. Frostbolt has a chance to 20% chance to explode, dealing 50% additional damage to the target and all other enemies within 8 yards. Unstable Magic might not be the best in all 3v3 situations because it does break CC, but you can take it if you're just training a healer or if you're just trying to one-shot in BGs or duels, etc. Unstable Magic is a great choice for that. We also have more modifiers to Frostbolt from Ice Form. Ice Form increases Frostbolt damage by 30%, which in turn increases that Glacial Spike damage by, 30%, because each of your Frostbolts are making a 30% stronger icicle. So that's pretty cool. And then we have Deep Shatter. So a lot of people think Deep Shatter actually affects Glacial Spike, and they're right in thinking so, but that's actually incorrect. So the Frostbolt that deals 200% additional damage to frozen targets doesn't actually make your icicle any bigger, as seen here in this blue post, because it was really OP when that was in the game, and they changed it. We've made a hotfix change to Deep Shatter. Icicles will no longer benefit from their extra damage from Deep Shatter. We think this will change allows both Deep Shatter and Glacial Spike to feel powerful on their own. So Deep Shatter unfortunately doesn't affect us. So what this means is you want to get you want to get 5 crit Frostbolts in a row to get the biggest possible Glacial Spike, but the Deep Shatter doesn't actually matter. But you still want to crit them because a crit is going to make a bigger icicle. Okay, so what you're going to do is pop your Ice Form and your Blood Fury, and I have them macroed into one. So Ice Form and Blood Fury if you're an Orc, and you're going to cast a Frostbolt into a Nova. You're going to cast a Frostbolt into a Ice Nova, and since we're in a duel, all the numbers are a little bit, they're scaled a little bit differently. Also, by the way, I do have more icicles scaled here, or more than 2 icicles because of this talent. Ice 9, Frostbolts have a chance to generate 2 icicles, okay? So sometimes you'll be generating more. Then you're going to crit a 3rd one into the target, and you can crit a 4th one. But since Ice 9, I have them all done already. Okay, and now you're going to sheep the target, and you should have your Ice Form just about back up. And Ice Form gives you Chilled to the Core, 20% more frost damage, okay? So you're going to pop your Ice Form, your Glacial Spike, and your Pet Nova, and he's dead. 1.5 million. Okay, so that's pretty much, bring out my combat log right here. Your Glacial Spike hit McTreats for, and this is also just a hit. It didn't even crit, by the way, for, whatever, 1.5 million, just like right there. So, how do you get the biggest glacial spikes? You Ice Form, Blood Fury, get 5 big Frost Bolts, and then from those 5 big Frost Bolts, you create 1 big glacial spike with that Ice Form up again. So the Ice Form is actually, a lot of people don't know, gives you this Chill to the Core benefit, 20% increased frost damage. Okay, also from your artifact you do want Icy Caress, which gives you this Frostbolt increased damage as well. So all of these modifiers stack, guys. And one more thing, Black Ice. So I'm not 100% certain if Black Ice actually affects your Glacial Spikes, but I believe it does. And I think that the reason why some Glacial Spikes are just huge, like, you know, 1.523 million, whatever, is because this Ebb and Chill. If all 5 Icicles have that Ebb and Chill has a chance to empower Icicles, increasing damage on by 100%, you can get the nuttiest Glacial Spikes. But if all of them are just normal, then obviously it's going to be much lower. But just to show you guys one more time here, in a duel, I'll try not... The thing is with duels, all the numbers are skewed, but I can show you clips where, I'll just put them in right now, clips where I am one-shotting in Arena with Glacial Spike, and you're still doing, you know, you can still hit up to over 1 million damage, or I think I've even gotten like 1.2, 1.3 million damage Glacial Spikes in Arena, as you've seen here. So, back to this. I will, you know, pop my Ice Form and my Blood Fury and start shattering some Frostbolts. Just like that. And since it's in a duel, it just kills him. Duels are completely unscaled, as some people were pointing out in the comments in my other video, but it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, the templates are just not, you know, completely scaled here. But, so I'm going to sheep him back to full. We're going to get some more shatter combos on him. Sheep him back up. Okay, that's our final shatter combo. You can also shatter with that flurry. And then you pop your Ice Form, you Glacial Spike, and you can shatter with an Ice Nova too. Boom. That was a 2.1 million. I'll show you here. And that one was a critical. Your Glacial Spike hit retreats for, you know, the overkill, over about 2.1 million, and that one was a critical. So, that's how you one-shot with Glacial Spike. You can do this in Arena. Obviously, the numbers aren't going to be as large because all the templates, but you're still going to be hitting for like 1 to 1.3 million, and if you pair that with an Ice Nova, I mean, my Ice Nova can hit, you know, 3, 4, 500,000, and then you pair that with Priest modifiers, Rogue modifiers, and boom, there's your one-shot. So, thank you guys for watching. Thumbs the video up if you liked it. Thumbs it down if you didn't, and let me know down below in the comments what you guys want to see next time. Peace!